So here is the truth. Pet stores love selling us fish and aquarium stuff, but what they do not love is us knowing how much of it we actually do not need. I learned this the hard way when I started keeping aquariums years ago, and I was spending way too much money. If you have ever left a pet store with a bag full of things you did not even plan to buy, stick around, because today I am going to share 10 aquarium secrets pet stores really do not want you to know. By the end of this video, you will probably save money, save time, and maybe even save your fish. Before we get started, let me make a quick pause here to invite you to join over 1,000 fish aficionados to our weekly cool and quick fish facts. Just go to aquariumsource.com/subscribe. I promise it won't smell fishy. Really, who teaches you about the honey gourami with a Brad Pitt gif? The first secret is that not every tank has to cycle for months before adding fish. Pet stores often tell you that you need to wait forever and buy expensive starter kits, bottled bacteria, and magic potions. In reality, you can seed your tank with media from an established aquarium, or even just use simple techniques to speed things up. I have started tanks in just a few days and had happy, healthy fish. The secret is that patience matters more than products. Pet stores will not tell you that, because it is much more profitable to sell you bottles of liquid hope. Now, before I reveal the second secret, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why some fish in stores look amazing and then suddenly start dying at home? That leads us to the second secret. Pet stores often keep fish in water that is nothing like your tap water. They might adjust it with buffers or chemicals so the fish look healthy in the store. Then you bring them home and boom, the fish are shocked by the difference. The real key is to research the natural water conditions for the species you want and slowly match your tank to that. Do not just assume the store water is safe. Trust me on this one. Because I once lost an entire group of tetras in under a week because I believed the store water was fine. The third secret is about filters. Stores love to sell you the biggest, fanciest filter with 10 different cartridges. Here is the truth. Most of the magic in a filter is just the bacteria that grow on the sponge or media. You do not need to keep buying new cartridges every month. In fact, if you keep tossing them out, you are killing off the good bacteria and resetting your cycle. All you really need is a basic sponge filter or a decent canister with media that lasts for years. I have tanks running on little sponge filters that cost less than a pizza, and they work better than the overpriced stuff on the shelf. And speaking of overpriced things, wait until you hear secret number 4. If you have ever spent half your paycheck on fancy fish food, you are going to laugh at this one. Most fish do not need gourmet meals. Stores love to sell 20 different kinds of flakes, pellets, frozen packs, and dried worms. But the truth is, a good quality staple food and some variety is more than enough. I once caught myself feeding my fish better than I was feeding myself. They were munching on bloodworms while I was eating instant noodles. Do not make that mistake. Keep it simple, and your fish will still thrive. Now let us talk about live plants. Stores often say plants are difficult and that you need tons of fertilizers, special lights, and liquid CO2. The secret is that many plants are actually easy and thrive in low-tech tanks. Things like Java fern and Anubias grow in almost anything. The reason stores push the complicated setup is because it sells more gear. I still remember being told I needed a high-end light just to keep some moss alive. Spoiler alert, the moss is still alive years later under the cheapest light I own. Secret number 6 is about algae. Stores want you to believe algae is your enemy and that you need chemical removers or expensive gadgets to fight it. Here is the truth. Algae is natural. It is part of a healthy tank. The real trick is balance. Too much light or too much food creates algae blooms. If you cut back just a little, the problem usually solves itself. I once had a tank where I was practically growing salad on the glass. Instead of running to the store, I just reduced the light time and let my snails do the cleanup. Free solution. zero chemicals. Now here comes one of my favorite secrets. You do not need to buy every cleaning gadget in the store. Magnetic scrapers, algae pads, gravel vacuums with 20 attachments. I bought them all once and then realized I only ever used the simplest gravel siphon. The pet store aisle for cleaning products is like a trap for new hobbyists. The reality is, a bucket, a hose, and some elbow grease will keep your tank spotless. Everything else is just fancy packaging. Alright, let me pause and share a quick story here. I once saw a beginner at the store buying a $60 gravel vacuum with a battery pump. 2 weeks later, they messaged me asking why it broke. That was the day I decided to never fall for cleaning gimmicks again. Secret number 8 is that you do not need to stock your tank with as many fish as possible. Pet stores love when you buy 20 fish at once, but overcrowding is the fastest way to kill your fish. Less is often more. Fish actually look healthier and show more natural behavior when they have room. I keep a 40-gallon tank with only 21 Corydoras and some tetras, and people always ask why it looks so peaceful. It is because the fish are not stressed out from living in a sardine can. The 9th secret is about medications. Pet stores carry whole shelves of medications for every tiny problem. Here is the truth. Most fish illnesses come from stress, poor water quality, or overcrowding. Fix those first, and you often do not need medications at all. The best cure is prevention. The funny part is, the store would rather sell you a $15 bottle than tell you to just change your water more often. I learned this when my fish had fin rot. I almost spent a fortune on treatments until someone told me to simply improve my water changes. Guess what? The fish healed naturally. And finally, secret number 10. You do not need the most expensive tank or setup to have a beautiful aquarium. Stores will always push the high-end models with stands, lights, and digital everything. But I have seen some of the most stunning tanks built on a budget with secondhand gear and creativity. The truth is, fish do not care how much money you spent. They care about stable water and a safe home. That means you can have an amazing tank without draining your bank account. So there you have it. 10 aquarium secrets pet stores really do not want you to know. I hope this helps you save money and also gives you confidence to trust yourself instead of always trusting a sales pitch. At the end of the day, fish keeping is supposed to be fun and inspiring, not stressful and expensive. If you learned something new today, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe because I have plenty more tips coming. And before you go, let me ask you this. Which of these secrets surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments because I would love to hear your stories too.